Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, Zion City Gate. Your life is about to turn around 360. God is going to do awesome things. Make sure you click on the subscribe button and join us so that you get alerts for every weekly new teachings on the scriptures. You know, God is using these words to change lives and bring testimonies, and I know God will change your life too. I want you to get excited. Just get yourself prepared as you launch in, and God is going to do awesome things. Listen and be blessed. We love you.
Your mouth is not the only avenue you speak. If you want, take sellotape and close your mouth. You are still speaking. Though not audibly, but you are constantly speaking. Though not consciously. And today I want to show you why what you are speaking from another realm of you is even more powerful than what you are saying with your mouth. So you understand why you keep saying, I will make it, but it's not happening. I will break through, but it's not happening. Because what you are saying somewhere else is as powerful as when you are not saying it with your mouth. Now, let me say this. We quote several places in the scriptures. We say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is, right? Never a time he said, as a man speaketh with his mouth, so he is. He said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. It means there is something going on in your heart that has the capacity to create your life, that has the capacity to mold your life, that has the capacity to determine what you become. There is an activity that goes on through your heart that determines what happens in your life. As a man thinketh in his heart. So the question is, what are you thinking in your heart? What are your thoughts doing? What are the process that brings what is in your heart into manifestation? Now, let me say this. If you have fears of failure, maybe you wrote exams and you have fears in your heart you are going to fail, and that fear is more than what you are saying, forget about it. The Bible says out of the abundance of the heart. Out of where? The abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. The words that are recognized are the ones you spoke through your mouth out of the area of the abundance of your heart. He will do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. All that we ask or think. All that we ask or think. So you can be asking or you can be thinking. Two realms where you speak. One, you speak through your mouth. That is conscious speaking. Secondly, you speak through your heart. That is unconscious but conscious speaking. Because physically, you are unconscious that you are saying something in your heart, except you are thinking also the same thing. Now, how many of you have roommates that speaks when they sleep? Can you reduce the volume? How many of you have seen people that speak when they sleep? Maybe you are the one that speaks. All right? Because some of you, the way some of you sleep in the church is even easy to know who are the people that talks. Now, can I ask you a question? That thing, please, have you ever sat down and watched somebody that speaks while they are sleeping? What is controlling their mouth at that time? Is it their consciousness? Because they are not even somebody is sleeping and suddenly starts saying, yes, I will go. Yeah. And they will laugh. Yeah. Have you ever sat down? You know, that thing is a mystery that if you study it with revelation, you'll be shocked on how diverse you are as a person. Can I say this? You are speaking out something while you are sleeping unconsciously because the intensity of it is high. But normally you are speaking even when your mouth is not picking it up. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody here. So somebody can be sleeping, even so many times you can see people sleeping and suddenly they smile. What happened? Something is happening. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody here. Now, some people say, but it is something that is happening in their dream. Please, which realm is the dream? What I'm trying to draw out of here is that whether you like it or not, you are constantly speaking. Have you seen some people? I saw a lady walking on, somebody here now. She said, saw her walking on the street. I don't know if it's embarrassment. I was embarrassed. I just drove past. But I was thinking, I said, why is this? Now, if you see those that talk to themselves, they don't know they are talking to themselves, right? But they are so consumed in their mind that suddenly their vocal cords picks it up. And then they start speaking. I will go there. Okay. And they say, what are you saying? They don't know they were speaking. That is to show you that there is a dialogue that goes inside of you that is beyond your spoken words. And can I tell you the truth? Your real you is that dialogue. Not the one. Confess it, I will make it. I will make it. Inside of your heart, I will never make it. That is what you end up. Because the Bible said, as a man thinketh in his heart, not as a man confesseth right. And this is where the challenge is. Look at what Jesus said. He said, if you say to this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and you don't doubt where? In your heart. If you don't doubt in your heart, that means anything, the efficacy, the effectiveness of anything you are saying is related to the state of your heart. He said, if you don't doubt it in your heart, then you're going to see it. But you can say something good, something nice. If you are doubting it in your heart, it doesn't happen. I once spoke about a brother that raps while he's sleeping. All through the day, he's busy on rap music. Put it on the ear. You go to their house. Yo, 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 yo. You know, always rapping, eating, yo, writing rap. One day the housemaid called me and said, this thing is taking this boy's whole life. I said, what do you mean? He said, see how this guy is rapping in the dream. I said, send me a picture, a video. They sent a video, and this guy was rapping in the dream. Cool rap. I don't mean throwing words up and down. Nice flow. When he woke up, they showed him the rap. He said, oh, must see what in the rap. He did not prepare it, but while he's sleeping, somehow he has the capacity to create lines while sleeping. The truth of the matter is that we are very spiritual people who don't know we are spiritual. We see dreams as just dreams. We see people that talk while they are sleeping. Oh, they are just talking. You never ask, how is that possible? I want to show you some places in the scriptures, just to help some of us All right? If you go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 31. Please, let's do a bit of Bible study. Matthew chapter 6, verse 31. What did he say there? Please, there are two words that seems to harbor. How is it possible? Huh? Can you see that there? Take no what? What is take no thought? To think, right? Then the next verse says, take no thought, comma, saying. This place in the Bible is not saying when you say, I need clothes. It's a thought pattern. You can say, I need this, I need this, I need, or you can say, hey, the Bible said, take no thoughts what you will say. Don't say, I need this thing. So do the Gentiles seek after this thing. But in your heart, that is what you are crying after every day. You met these scriptures. Take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? What shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Please, follow me. Follow me. We are going somewhere tonight. We are going somewhere tonight. Okay. Daniel chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2, verse 20. Verse 30. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sake that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know that the thoughts, of thy heart. Here, Daniel was talking about revealing the interpretation to the king, and he said, not just that, my giftings is also to interpret to the king and to make the thoughts of his heart known. That means if you are with someone that is spiritual, they have the capacity to decode the thoughts of your heart. Because in the realm of the spirit, the thoughts of your heart is vocal. It's a word. If you are thinking anything now, and a man who is highly spiritual comes and looks at you, he can hear everything you are thinking. Because your thoughts has a voice. But that voice is not audible to human ear. It can only be audible to the sensitivity of the spirit. And I can prove this by showing you so many places that the Bible will say, and Jesus perceived what they were saying in their heart. Many times, Jesus perceived what they were saying in their heart. Jesus perceived what they were saying in their heart. That means if Jesus comes in here, more than what you are saying, he is paying attention to what your heart, your mind is saying. If your mind is saying, I can't make it, forget it. So when we are talking about this renewing of the mind, it's not a joke. Because at the end of the day, as a man thinketh in his heart, if you want to write your name, put most anointed. If your heart does not believe that, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Matthew 9 verse 4. Matthew 9 verse 4. And Jesus, knowing their thoughts says, wherefore think ye evil in your heart. Jesus knowing their thoughts. Please touch somebody. Say, your thoughts are very loud. We haven't seen dimensions anyways. A man of God was teaching on the concept of thoughts and the spiritual dimensions of thoughts. He backed. He turned his back and said they should give him any Bible, anything from anybody. Somebody from the crowd brought handkerchief, held the handkerchief, looked at the handkerchief, and started saying things about the person that owns the handkerchief. And after saying it, he said, is it true? Everybody confirmed it's true. The lady shouted, hey, it's me. And then they asked him, how did you do it? He said, everything that comes in contact with you rubs itself with your thought pattern. Because your thought is like a spiritual wave around you. You carry it everywhere you go. If you are carrying rejection in your mind, that's why when you meet people, you're always rejected. Because much more than you are saying, your thoughts actually controls even how people relate to you. If you have a negative mindset, people always will treat you somehow. Because your thoughts, your mindset controls everything. So when we begin to talk about renew your mind, it is not a joke. I was speaking to a brother, I said yesterday, I said, I've been on this mind series for 3 weeks now, constantly, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've been constantly everywhere and on Sundays. And he said, is that how important this message is? I said, that is where the message finished. You can pray in tongues for 5 hours. You can give all the offerings you can give. You can do everything you want to do. If your thoughts are not aligned, you will still have a challenge. How can I do this? You have to renew your mind. And if you notice, Jesus most times was not concerned about what people were saying. It's just their thoughts. He said, why do you say in your heart? Why do you say in your heart? Therefore, if you are here and you play around with your mind, you should understand the importance. 2 Timothy, and as we round up to pray, 2 Timothy chapter 1, 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For God has not given us what? Can we read together? God has not given us what? But of what? And of what? And of what? Touch the person beside you. Say, receive that sound mind now. Why would God give you? Listen, if you look at that scriptures, understand the context. It said, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power. I hope you know that. The spirit of love and the spirit of a sound. God wants you to have a mind that is sound, so that you can enjoy a life that is sound. Why? If you take any of these spirits that he gave to you, you can counter fear. Perfect love cast away. So if you walk by the spirit of love, you cancel fear. If your mind is sound, you won't entertain fear. If you are walking in power, you won't entertain fear. So instead of the spirit of fear, he gave you, we're not talking about power or love here today. We are talking about having a sound mind. He gave you the spirit. You have to have a sound mind. Your mind needs to be sound. On Friday evening, just before I went to Lefkosia, to Magosa, to minister, I opened my email in my school and I saw a notification. You are going to meet with the rectorate on Monday for a meeting. It's not a meeting, it's an interview for something. I don't want to mention anything. When everything is fine now, everything is, when they're, you know what I mean. I've learned to just incubate my stuff instead of. So, immediately I saw that thing, the devil said, remember this document that is not complete. Immediately, I started thinking otherwise in my heart. And you know how the devil does. He said, you've been teaching on mine, now it's time. The whole weekend you are on it. And that's why I don't like reading any email, work-related email, till Monday. Once I close Friday, I don't read anything till Monday. So if I'm going to see any meeting or anything that was, I don't want anything to stop my Sunday parole. Saturday, I was battling with this thing. Sunday, I was, when normally there is a document that you didn't include. So normally that meeting should be, we evaluated and we, they speak their grammar, So it's like hoping against hope. So immediately, this scripture started coming to my mind. For God has not given you a spirit of fear. But it's easier to say that when you are in this situation, you know that these things, they don't work by just knowing them and confessing them. It works by having revelation of them. It's only the revelation that will cause you in the midst of the challenges to stand strong. Not because you know the place where it's written in the scriptures. Many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can say, I have faith until you are in a mess. That's where you know that I have faith is just mouth. You haven't believed it. I will be driving and then the thing will come again. I say, I have the spirit of a sound mind. I have a spirit of a sound mind. I have a spirit of a sound mind. I kept saying it on Sunday morning. I was still saying, I have a spirit. How can I be talking about mind? And inside of my heart, there is something I'm thinking about the next day. So, early in the morning, I opened these scriptures. I said, Father, you have to give me revelation of these scriptures. I need another revelation that can counter this fear. And I finished Sunday. It was still in my mind. So on Sunday, I had that in my, while I was preaching on mine. Sunday night, I prayed and I said, Father, I took the place of, scriptures is good. If you want to be very weak, you find the scriptures. If you want to always missing it, you find a place where they say, a righteous man shall fall 7 times. Anything you want to do, that's why the scriptures is strange. Anything you want to do, you see a backing. If you want to talk to your father anyhow, you find a backing. If you want to talk to your spiritual father anyhow, you say, hey, Paul went to Peter and rebuked it. Anything you want to do, you will find something here. I heard the pastor say, even if you want to marry a harlot, he's here. Where God told a prophet to go back. Oh, you don't know the story. Anything you want to do, if you search this place well enough, you find something. So, I picked up the scriptures and I asked God for revelation. While I was sleeping, something happened. I'm sharing this revelation so that many of you will understand that anytime fear comes, God wants a sound mind. In that dream, I saw myself standing. I was standing and I was looking. I was looking in a place. So I was looking to see what is a water. I was standing at the edge of the water. So I was looking to see what is at the other side of the bank. While I was looking, I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't seeing anything. So there was mist covering. Then I said, why am I not? But this bank is not far. But why am I not seeing it? And suddenly I heard a voice said to me, the mist is in your mind. The mist is not real. It's in your mind. So immediately say it's in your mind. I don't know if you ever had dreams, revelational dreams. It's very strange. So it's like I entered into my mind and I resaw what I was seeing by not seeing the mist. So I came out of my mind and I looked. I saw the banks. There were trees everywhere. And immediately I woke up. And then I heard a voice that said, what you are fearing or what you have fear of does not exist. It is only your fear that will make it to bring it into existence. So if I feared rejection, my fear was only going to bring forth rejection. Once there is no fear, the enemy has nothing to work on. That's why Job said, those things I have greatly feared has come upon me. That means before the devil went to God to bargain, Job already feared that one day he was going to lose his children. He was going to lose everything. He said, this thing I've greatly feared. So what fear does actually, why fear is very dangerous is that fear is more dangerous than the thing you are fearing. Because fear helps to incubate the thing that is causing you to fear. So immediately I woke up, I tuned Omar by Amana Enia Basia Mana Mare. I put it on replay. I slept with that song. Woke up in the morning. That was the song. You know what I was doing? I didn't want to give my head any room to think about any other thing, but the road is clear. Monday morning, I sang that song, went to school. In my office, I put the song in my ear. Anybody that wants to talk to me about anything, I just speak quickly. I concentrated, just maintaining the sound mind. Went to the office, 2 a.m., 2 p.m. Entered the office. The man came. Obi, how are you? I said, fine. He said, your file, there are some things I want you to change in your file, and I give you 5 days. Just change it and bring it back in 5 days, and walked out. That was it. You know, when God gives you victory, you start flogging yourself. I say from Friday to Monday afternoon, battle for 2 minutes. Obi, how are you? These are the things you need to change. Do it in 5 days, bring it back. Tell somebody, say, work on it. Work on this thing. Work on it. Work on it. You are not poor. See yourself rich. Come on. See. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody here. You are not sick. See yourself healed. If you can see it, ponder on it. If you can see it, that is what it is. The power of your thoughts. That's what it is. Do you know that now that I have that victory, if I face similar circumstance, no fear. Because the God that did it before will do it again. I don't know if somebody is here and there is something that has brought fear in your life. Maybe you are thinking how you're going to pay the next rent. That fear is what is crippling that your destiny helper from locating you. It's time now to bring down that fear and say, Father, I know you have the capacity to do this. Let go of that stumbling block. Let go of it. Because your one mind change from your miracle, just a change in your mind, ushers you to a bigger aspect of life. Remember, please, that I wasn't seeing the opposite of that river doesn't mean or didn't mean that there were no trees there. I was only limited from seeing what was there because my mind was clouded with fear. So what fear does is that fear will help you to see the stumbling block, the problem, the challenges instead of the solution. And I say, Father, in this regard, I will never fear. It was a learning process. I don't know how many of you here, you have something you are struggling with right now. There's an expectation, you are struggling with it. There's a breakthrough. There is a destiny helper. There is somebody that needs to. Somebody called me. He said, there's a contract I need to receive, but that contract has been delayed for 3 weeks. That's been delayed for 3 weeks. So I don't know what to do. I said, don't worry, God will work it out. Every day he will write me, sir, please pray. As the way this thing is looking, it's like it's locking up the more. I said, brother, the Bible said, delight yourself in the Lord. A person that delights, he gives the desires of his heart. Is it not? Now, I want you to understand this. Delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you the desires. So if you delight, you provoke God to do something, but he has to find a desire. What kind of desire do you have? I said, brother, 1 day of rejoicing. That's all. 1 day of rejoicing. Forget about the problem. See that you're already signing the contract. Bring notes, bring books. Start practicing your signature. Just see something. Create an atmosphere. Count it all joy. Rejoice. That is the key. That day he was fasting. I said to him, this fasting is not reading the Bible. This fasting is rejoicing. Play music, rejoice. Remove your mind from it. Around 11 something, they gave him a call. They said, you have to come to Nigeria and sign the contract. It's ready. Something they delayed for weeks. Just positioning himself in the right place. Immediately, he reprogrammed the aura, the spiritual aura around him. Can I tell you the truth? Your mind carries a lot of aura. I always tell people, don't play with spiritual people. Because they are not listening to what you are saying to them. They are listening to what you are thinking about them. Every time you come in contact with people who understand realms in the spirit, they know what you are thinking. And they can decipher.